Is snow merely frozen water or a harbinger of fate? What role does it play in the grand tapestry of Westeros? And could there be more to it than that meets the eye? Winter has arrived, but what do we truly know about the enigmatic snow in the world of Game of Thrones? Join us as we uncover the secrets, the myths, and the hidden truths behind this chilling element. Are you ready to delve into the depths of the North? What mysteries lie beyond the wall in Westeros? Of all the upcoming Game of Thrones spin-off, none is more shrouded in mystery than the Jon Snow series sequel simply titled Snow. Unlike the other prequel shows in development, Snow takes place after the events of Game of Thrones, meaning that there is no source book, stories, or even mentions to hint at what the plot may entail. This blank canvas leaves much room for speculation about what Snow may cover. Where will Jon Snow go? Which characters might return? And what new lands, peoples, and creatures may finally be explored? By examining the few details we do know and the endless possibilities of the uncharted territories beyond the wall, we can begin to unravel the intrigue around the next chapter in Jon Snow's saga. The frozen lands beyond the wall in Westeros contain many secrets yet to be discovered, from the mythical ice dragons to the lost children of the forest. Jon Snow's travels into these uncharted territories in the sequel series Snow may finally unveil some of these mysteries. In June of 2022, news first broke that a Jon Snow sequel series was in early development at HBO. While the show has yet to been officially greenlit, confirmation from Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin and stars like Emilia Clarke prove key parties are involved. Kit Harington, who portrays Jon Snow in Thrones, will reportedly serve as an executive producer and the driving creative force behind Snow. Though the show's fate is still uncertain, speculation runs rampant about what shape Jon Snow's next chapter may take. With no source material to draw from, Snow provides a blank canvas for the showrunners to explore any direction they desire. This double-edged sword provides endless possibility, but also danger, as seen in some poorly received Game of Thrones successors like The Witcher and The Rings of Power. Still, clues from Kit Harington interviews help hone in on Snow's potential premise. Harington tells Entertainment Weekly that Jon Snow is going through a dark night of the soul, and struggling to come to terms with his past trauma and deeds. Snow will chart Jon's journey to find peace and self-identity. This revelation hints at a somber, reflective tone for the series. Jon's final throne scene sees him exiled to the Night's Watch and venturing into the haunted forest with the Free Folk, avoiding imprisonment or execution. This exile seemingly frees Jon from his Night Watch oaths, allowing him to live as he pleases. But will others allow Jon this freedom? The Unsullied may seek vengeance upon learning that Jon lives freely. Grey Worm especially would want justice for Daenerys' murder. While the Northern Kingdom under Sansa provides some protection, agents of the Sixth Kingdom could also view Jon as a threat if he gathers followers. Jon may have to be frequently on the move to evade capture. Several possible refuges exist for Jon beyond the wall. He could settle at Hardhome, the wilding settlement previously raided by White Walkers. But this known location likely wouldn't offer permanent sanctuary. Instead, Jon may head further north to the Valley of Then. The Then people, though notorious cannibals and raiders, occupy one of the few fertile regions beyond the wall due to the volcanic activity. Their mining of bronze in isolation from other humans could appeal to Jon seeking a new life, and any journey deep into the northern wilds would be incomplete without a visit to the legendary Lands of Always Winter. This perpetually frozen realm of the White Walkers remains entirely unexplored, with many wonders and terrors no doubt awaiting any travelers bold enough to breach its boundaries. He need not walk alone. His stalwart wildling ally, Tormund Giantsbane, seems certain to accompany him. Their warm rapport provides much of Snow's comedy potential. Jon's sibling, Sansa Stark, now Queen in the North, is well positioned to make guest appearances, leading aid or counsel to her wayward brother. Bran Stark, though distant as the King of the Six Kingdoms, can connect Jon through weirwood tree visions as the Three-Eye Raven. Arya Stark, recently headed west of Westeros, unfortunately seems unlikely to return for Snow, but Jon's loyal direwolf ghost will surely remain by his side. Snow's mystical northern settings allow room for creative new characters and creature additions. The snowy forest could hide more surviving children of the forest, while glacial mountains may house hibernating ice dragons. Even giants could re-emerge after retreat during the long night. And while it seems improbable, a chance reunion with the last living dragon, Drogon, and Targaryen Daenerys cannot be ruled out entirely. Jon Snow was left in an enigmatic, unfinished place at the end of Game of Thrones. The Snow spinoff finally provides the opportunity to expand on his fate in the lands untouched by the main saga. He now has a chance to find himself and determine what legacy he seeks to leave on this world. By carefully developing compelling new characters and locales that originally fit the established Game of Thrones world, Snow can recapture the sense of wonder and imagination that marked the best of his predecessor. There are certainly challenges ahead, but the North still holds endless possibilities. Could Jon Snow be the legendary prince that was promised? In summary, while details remain scarce, the creative freedom of Snow provides enormous potential to revisit the rich fantasy world of Game of Thrones. The only limits are the showrunners' imaginations and the faithfulness to the original version. Jon Snow's travels into the great unknown could uncover new cultures and magic, while poignantly exploring the psyche of a heroic yet conflicted man. With prudent care, Snow could become a worthy successor to the throne's legacy, but only time will tell if this spin-off can fulfill its epic promise and answer the call of adventurers yet to come. Though Jon Snow's exact destiny remains clouded, his secret Targaryen bloodline and heroic acts suggest that he may have an important role to play in the fate of Westeros. The upcoming Snow series could reveal if Jon is truly the prince that was promised. But what mysteries lie beyond the Wall in Westeros? The frozen lands beyond the Wall in Westeros contain many secrets yet to be discovered, from mythical ice dragons to the lost children of the forest. Jon Snow's travels into these uncharted territories in the sequel series Snow may finally unveil some of these mysteries. Of all the upcoming Game of Thrones spin-offs, none is more shrouded in mystery than Jon Snow's sequel series, simply titled Snow. Unlike the other prequel shows in development, Snow takes place after the events of Game of Thrones, meaning that there are no source books, stories, or even mentions to hint at what the plot may entail. This blank canvas leaves much room for speculation about what Snow may or may not cover. So with all this, we ask, where will Jon Snow go? Which characters might return? And what new lands, peoples, and creatures may finally be explored? By examining the few details that we do know and the endless possibilities of the uncharted territories beyond the Wall, we can once again begin to unravel the intrigue around the next chapter in Jon Snow's saga. Will Jon ever learn the truth of his Targaryen heritage? Jon's identity as a secret Targaryen was one of the most impactful reveals in Game of Thrones. Snow could explore whether he ever discovers his true name and place in Westeros history. What's west of Westeros? Arya Stark sailed west to explore the uncharted waters beyond Westeros in Game of Thrones. Snow could show us if Jon also ventures into these mysterious western seas. And our final question, is Jon the prince that was promised, or Azor Ahai reborn? Prophecies in Game of Thrones hinted that the prince that was promised would come again to fight darkness. If this role still awaits, then Snow could depict Jon's ascension as the fated hero. The upcoming Game of Thrones spin-off Snow follows Jon Snow venturing beyond the Wall after exile. Potential plots include evading capture, finding inner peace, exploring the frozen lands of Always Winter, and unraveling the mysteries of his Targaryen bloodline and destiny as a mythical prince that was promised. But that's a wrap on our chilling journey through the secrets of Snow in Game of Thrones. From the Wall's towering ice to Winterfell's snow-covered legacy, we've unraveled the mysteries together. If you hunger for more Westeros mysteries, then hit the like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for upcoming adventures and deeper dives into the lore.